A catastrophe in Crandon, where an off-duty sheriff's deputy opens fire on a house full of people. 6 people are dead this afternoon. 1 person is hospitalized. Good afternoon. I'm George Mallet.
And I'm Courtney Garish. The Forest County town was transformed early yesterday morning after a young sheriff's deputy went on a jealous rampage with his gun. And here's what we know right now. 21-year-old Tyler Peterson walked into a home around 3 Sunday morning. He shot 7 people. 6 died at the scene. A 7th victim is in serious condition at a Marshfield hospital. Peterson reportedly went to this house because he was upset his ex-girlfriend was dating someone new. She was among the dead. Police say Peterson fired 30 rounds inside that home.
Now, Peterson eluded police before calling authorities, wanting to turn himself in. Other demands, though, made by Peterson simply couldn't be met. He was then shot by a sniper in a wooded area in Argonne, a town north of Crandon. Now, clearly, the tiny town of Crandon is reeling from this terrible incident.
And residents are trying to figure out why someone, especially an officer, could be capable of such rage. And we begin our team coverage from Crandon now with our Tom Murray. Tom, this is such a close-knit community. This has got to impact everyone.
Courtney, George, it has been a dramatic turnaround for this small community of only about 2,000 residents. Late last week, people here were celebrating for the giant homecoming celebration. Then, after what happened at the white duplex, the lower level of that white duplex, this community now comforts each other in mourning. A flower shop on the main street through town did a lot of the arrangements for that high school homecoming weekend. Now they take orders for condolences. Everyone seems to know at least one of the 6 young people who were killed, or the shooter. Many of them know all. And this flower shop will likely handle most of the funerals.
It's going to be literally going to be a week from hell, from trying to, because we have to deal with the families and meet with all them, and that's the hardest thing in this business is to meet with somebody who's lost their children.
And the schools here were closed today. 900 students had the day off for mourning. The school will be closed again tomorrow, elementary, middle, and high school. Also, the school has canceled a JV football game tonight and girls basketball games tomorrow night, and they may cancel the high school football varsity game on Friday. That is the latest from Crandon. Tom Murray, today's TMJ4.
Thanks, Tom. And here now is the latest on the gunman. He is 20-year-old Sheriff's Deputy Tyler Peterson. He was a graduate of Crandon High and was reportedly on the force for just a week. People in the Crandon community, a town where everybody knows everyone, as Tom pointed out, maintain Peterson's rage came as a complete surprise.
He was a good kid. You would have never thought this, come from a young kid like that.
And authorities held a news conference a few hours ago. The pastor for the Peterson family actually read a statement from the family expressing their grief over their son's actions.
We are very sorry for what has happened. This huge tragedy has deeply affected everyone, including us. We also feel a tremendous amount of guilt and shame for the horrible acts Tyler committed. We are struggling to respond like most of you. We do not know what we should do. Like us, many of you are asking why and looking for answers. There is nothing that happened before or after yesterday's events that has given us any insight into why. We may never receive the answers we all seek. Like those close to Tyler, we are in shock and disbelief that he would do such terrible things. This was not the Tyler we knew and loved.
And state officials also at that news conference, they shared new details about what happened moments before and after the shootings. Our Michael George joins us now with that part of the story. Michael?
Courtney, we learned so much today about what happened in that duplex and what Peterson did next. We also learned that the weapon used was an assault rifle, possibly the very one he was issued as an officer. And most interestingly, we heard that after Peterson killed those 6 people, he made several phone calls trying to negotiate a surrender. Here's what the Attorney General had to say about that.
Contact was established and maintained with the suspect. Ultimately, however, shots were fired both by law enforcement and Mr. Peterson.
And, of course, that led to Mr. Peterson's death. Now, I had a chance to talk to one of the people that Peterson called after that shooting. Coming up at 5, we're going to tell you about some of the demands he made and why that negotiation fell through. Reporting live in Crandon, Michael George, today's TMJ4.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Well, 6 young people, all 21 and younger, were killed by Tyler Peterson. And here are their names: Katrina McCorkle, Jordan Murray, Bradley Schultz, Aaron Smith, Lindsay Stahl, and Leanna Thomas.
Now, the lone survivor of the shootings is 21-year-old Charlie Neitzel. He's at a Marshfield hospital now and has been upgraded to serious condition.
Bradley Schultz is one of the 6 killed Sunday morning. He has ties to Milwaukee. Schultz was a UWM student, and he has a number of family members living in the Milwaukee area. He was a junior at UWM and a criminal justice major. We will have more on the life of this victim coming up at 4:30. A memorial fund has been set up for the families of the victims. People interested in donating can make contributions at any Leona State Bank, and we will be putting this address on the screen throughout this newscast. Here's some background on where the multiple homicide happened. Crandon, located 225 miles north of Milwaukee, 100 miles northwest of Green Bay, and about 30 miles east of Rhinelander. It is a small town, just 2,000 people. It's the Forest County seat. Crandon is known for its recreation, fishing, hunting, snowmobiling. It's also home to the Crandon International Off-Road Championships.
We will, of course, have more on this breaking news story throughout this newscast, as well as on Live at 5, 6, and 10. Stay with today's TMJ4 and today's TMJ4.com for breaking news updates.